Well, hey there everyone, it's me, Esther Bartkiw, here with an energy update. I'm going to do just kind of a general overview of what the energetics may be for the month of April, because I really like the energies of this month. Very much pushing us forward momentum, initiating new. And I really encourage you to take advantage of these energies to start something new and fabulous in your life. Whether it is a new project, a new plan, a new job, a new location, maybe a new way of dressing, a new way of doing your hair, a new exercise routine, new nutrition, new way of interacting with people, a new pattern or behavior. If you're working on your belief systems and you want something new and more supportive, this is a really good month to do all of that. And I want to share with you some specific dates to keep in mind where the energies are really going to be like that wind at your back, moving you forward. So good day to everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Bartkiw. I'm a core belief therapist, intuitive and energy reader. I am a super fan and student of astrology. I combine core belief therapy, which is like a soul journey within of healing and holding, with psychological tips, tools, and techniques, energy healing, spiritual mentoring, to offer to my clients really grounded and practical guidance, but also very deep inner work sessions to create change and transformation in your life, because the change always starts from within. So since December, I have been saying in my videos that the information I received that April, we're going to have a breath of fresh air. Things are going to get a little bit lighter. I received this information when I was just sitting in meditation, asking God for guidance on personal issues in my life. And I received the word, oh, April's a good time to initiate that. And I said, oh, is that just for me or is that for everybody? And I received, no, tell everybody. So it's something that we've been looking forward to. I was told around Easter time, okay, both Easters. And so here we are. And then the other day I thought, well, let me check to see what's happening in the cosmos that may be enhancing this beautiful energy, contributing to the beautiful energy. And I did find out some interesting information. So first of all, in this month of April, all planets are direct, okay? And that's going to help us to get going, to get moving. When all the planets are in direct, we're in forward motion, okay? Take the step. Initiate something, even if it's just research. If you're wanting to write a book and you're like, well, I'm not going to initiate writing my whole book right now, write a sentence, write the title, buy a journal that you're going to write into, set up a file on your computer, right? Seed something, take that step. When planets are in retrograde, and if you remember not so long ago, we had a number of planets in retrograde. Everything is like we're moving through mud, and we're always like looking behind us and looking back and reviewing and recalibrating. So now it's time for us to take all of that adjusting and aligning and the lessons we've learned and say, okay, it's time to move forward motion. Okay. And for most of the month, the planets are going to be direct. So you're going to have like that swoosh right behind you. It's really, really good energy. Now, April 3rd, Mercury, the messenger, influencing communications, amongst other things, moves from Gemini into the sign of Aries. I love this energy. So right now, the sun is in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. When the sun moved into Aries back in the end of March, many people really looked at it as the true start of a new year. It was the start of the astrological new year. So the sun is in Aries, highlighting everything that has to do with Aries energy. And now Mercury, the messenger, moves into Aries. And I like this because when Mercury was in Gemini, communications were more, let's say, philosophical, Maybe you aren't always saying what you mean, or people were not saying what they really meant to you. It was a little bit wishy-washy, but now when Mercury moves into Aries, I really see that communication is going to be more to the point, direct. Say what you mean what you say. You're going to know where you stand with people. People will know where they stand with you. This is really good energy for making decisions and then taking action on that, because Aries is that energy that it's about pioneer and warrior energy and great entrepreneurial energy. It's about vitality and physicality, right? So if you want to make changes with your health, your well-being, physical, starting a new exercise routine, starting something to move your body just in general. Aries also has to do with sex and sexuality. So dealing with those issues, maybe, you know, you've put that on the back burner for a while. It's time to bring it forward again, because that is a part of being a human being here on planet Earth. So maybe there's some healing that needs to be done. Maybe you have been doing a lot of healing and now you're thinking, ooh, it's time for me to really begin to exalt my beautiful sensuality about myself. This is a good month to do it. So yeah, Mercury in Aries, I like it. Communications will become more to the point, right? So whether it's you or writing an email or someone writing an email to you, it's not going to be so story and flowery. It's going to be like, are you available on this date? Can we do this? What's the problem here? And that can be really refreshing when we've been kind of like, about things for a while. All right. So I'm looking forward to that. Then on April 10th, Venus sextiles Jupiter. Sextiles means they move into harmony. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and growth, wealth and abundance in all areas, even beyond money. And it's that energy that we say is like, ooh, it's like good luck and good fortune, like, you know, sprinkling fairy dust. And it's coming into harmony with Venus. Venus, it rules love, relationships of all kinds, not just romantic, you know, business partnerships, friends, family, wealth creation, financial matters, beauty, how you present yourself to the world. Beauty is also part of health, taking care of yourself, what you value. And over the last year, I would say pretty much everybody on the planet has had some kind of reevaluation of what they value in their lives. And it's time to, you know, put that information, that knowing, that understanding into motion. And Venus also about like passion. What are you passionate about? Art, culture. So they come together on this moment on April 10th, and they have this beautiful encounter in the sky. And again, great energy for seeding, for initiating something, especially in those Venusian themes. But then the very next day, we have the new moon in Aries. All right, the first new moon of the astrological new year. So really big energy. And, you know, we've got that Aries energy. Let's go and do it. Combined with this Venus and this Jupiter influence and Mercury now in Aries. And I just love this new moon. Every new moon is great energy for starting something new. But this is like one of those, you know, how the cartoons say, kapow, right? This is like, go for it. Go for it. It's not just a little seed. A little seed's fine, but you can really initiate something big, you know, around this new moon. Setting something into motion. Now, a lot of people believe, and I will say this also from time to time, that the new moon energy is great for the seeding. And then once the moon becomes visible in the sky again, just a little sliver, it usually happens 2-3 days after the new moon, that's when you take the big, bold action. But I always say, if you feel it, if you're aligned with it, and you're getting the intuitive hit of do the action now, then it is perfect for you. So pay attention to your intuitive flashes and hits, especially around this new moon, to get something going. I really see this as great if you want to make changes in your business, if you want to make changes in your career or in your job, if you want to go back to school to learn something to enhance to enhance what you're doing, or to try something completely new. This is again that energy where people say, I've been doing this for the last 20 years of my life, I just don't want to do it anymore, I'm heading in this direction. This is great energy to do it, right? That warrior, that entrepreneur, that pioneer, that I'm going to do it type of energy. So that whole area around the 10th and the 11th, please make note of it. Just fantastic, fantastic energy. All right. And then still with Venus, Venus moves into the sign of Taurus on the 14th. And Taurus it's a very stable energy, but it's also, again, about luxury and desires and wishes. And so Venus moving into Taurus is going to help you with, again, if anything that you want to manifest that might be about money or finances, or maybe it's something material that you want, that you would call it a luxurious item. And luxury is different from one person to another. For one person, luxury could be buying a new condo, a new boat, the fanciest sofa on the showroom. And for someone else, it's, buying a $20 lipstick instead of a $5 lipstick, right? It doesn't matter, whatever is luxury for you. So, when it comes to the 14th, if you're feeling that pull of, ooh, I want to go get myself something nice, I would say do it. Do it. If you feel it and you enjoy it and it lifts your vibration, do it, and then let me know what you get. Right? So it's going to be really beautiful, interesting energy right about then. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is towards the end of the month. So we're going to have this really nice, light, initiating, get going type energy. And then when we get towards the end of the month, around the 26th, 27th, we're going to start moving back into a retrograde period. And we're going to have retrogrades the next month. We've got an eclipse season coming up. Oh my goodness, which also always creates some really interesting energies. But also on April 26th, late in the night, I think it's after 11 p.m. Eastern time, is the full moon in Scorpio. So it'll be on the 27th in most places around the world. And I haven't gotten a lot of information about this full moon yet, but it's going to be scratchy is what I can tell. So the last full moon we just had, the full moon in Libra, I did say, this is going to be kind of edgy. And it was. And it was kind of a sneaky full moon. Did you notice that? It was... Okay. If you think I'm being rude by saying this, I apologize ahead of time. But you know that statement... silent but deadly. Ooh, that was silent but deadly. It was kind of this, fits the last full moon that we had, because even though I was feeling and anticipating like, ooh, this is going to be one of those edgy full moons, the way it slipped in, it was like it slipped in, it did what it needed to do, and it slipped out, and we were left like, what? And I know for a lot of people, there was a lot of self-realizations of what's not working, self-realizations of I could do better. That seemed to be what was coming up a lot for me and the clients that I work with. And hopefully you didn't fall into, bad Esther, bad person, you're a terrible person, you should do better. I'm hoping that you looked at it and said, wow, I could do better. and you did it with love and compassion, and now you're really sitting with that information to see what you can do better next. So it kind of came in, and it was just very heavy. And over that full moon weekend, we had Schumann resonance was kind of frisky and jumping about, and I report on that on my social media as well. And I think the full moon at the end of the month is also going to be like that as well. So let me bottom line it for you. This is a great month for starting something new. Whether you're seeding or going to take a big, bold action, do it. Okay? Even if you don't believe in the astrology, cosmic stuff, which to me, it's just all energy, and I believe in energy, then please still heed the message of, hey, this is a great month to do something new. Okay? Take those steps and follow your intuitive hits. All right? And it's going to create a little bit of a lightness of being, and then it's going to kind of get edgy towards the end of the month. Still looking astrologically, and again, I've mentioned this a number of times, mid-May to mid-July, Jupiter moves into Pisces, where it loves to hang out, right? Good luck and fortune and expansion and growth and wealth creation and opening to greater consciousness in that beautiful energy of Pisces, meditation, spirituality. And I really see that 2-month period as being quite lovely for all of us. And then Jupiter is going to move out of Pisces, the end of the year. We'll deal with it when it comes. And then Jupiter moves back into the sign of Pisces in January for 6 months, and we're going to have another run at it. All right? Just an overview. Let's take it one day at a time. Right now, it's about initiating. All right, so that's great. I hope this information is helpful to you, that you can remember it, make note of it, and use it to initiate those projects moving forward. Before we end this, I just want to remind you that the specialty process that I am offering right now, you channeling your higher self, getting answers to your most pressing questions, that special offer at a special price expires April the 4th, end of day. I'm going to put a link below to the information page there. When at the bottom, there's a countdown clock. When it hits 0, that's it. That's it. The special's over. There has been such a tremendous response to this that, I'm booking at the end of April now. Okay, so I would say take advantage of it. This is your opportunity. You are channeling your own higher self. I'm going to guide you to the connection. I'm going to be the director, the facilitator. I'm going to have your questions. So I'll be asking the questions. You just be in your meditative, connective state, receiving the answers. We're going to record it so you don't have to write anything down. And then you can go back and review your answers, the guidance that you have gotten. You can ask anything that you want. I haven't done this in a while, and the reason I am doing it is because back in the beginning of March, I talk to my higher self all the time, but I sat down and I had a formal discussion, and I asked a lot of really personal questions: body, health, relationships, career, travel movements, places to live, and then I kind of went broader, and I asked about the PCR tests. I didn't put that in my video. I don't know why not, but I asked about the PCR tests. I asked about Vax passports. I asked about New Earth. I asked about Law of Attraction. I shared some of that information with you in the last video. And then at the end, I was like, you know what? I need to facilitate this for people. A great, healthy discussion with your higher, wiser self that knows everything there is to know about you. And as I'm facilitating it, really, confirm, yes, you're connecting with your higher self. Yes, I see this answer. Ooh, ask more about this. And then I have some very special questions I want to ask your higher self at the end on your behalf. Also, my higher self offered me a couple of just instant healings within the session, and we're going to check in with your higher self to see if he or she can do that for you as well. So if this interests you, and I love the excitement that's been generated around it thus far, everybody who has signed up has emailed me right away to book their session, and they're like, I'm so excited. And I'm like, I'm excited too. And if it's something that interests you, please come, please do it. As I said, I've done it as special pricing. It's 90 minutes, and we're going to get as many of your questions in as we can in those 90 minutes. All right, everybody, again, I'll put a link below. So for now, I wish you all a happy Easter. For those of you like myself who celebrate Easter, happy Easter, happy spring in the north, and introduction to the fall for my friends in the south, particularly those of you in Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania. And you know, just a little note, I have been introducing this video and saying there's a lightness of energy this month that is going to be with us, and really there's always light energy around us. Okay, it's up to you what you're lining up with and what you're tuning and tapping into. Okay, so just from my personal journey, I know that there is a lot of noise in the world, and the world has been extremely noisy in the last year. And I'm aware of what's going on. I'm not ignorant to what's going on. I do a lot of research. I'm a truther. I'm, you know, looking for truth. I want to know what's going on. I'm not sticking my head in the sand. I find a lot of, you know, beyond corruption, I find a lot of horrific information. And I could stay so tuned into the noise of the world and those lower vibrations and have a hard focus, and that will lower my vibration. And I could drop into anger and unrest and depression, ultimately depression, and just want to give up. But how I have purposed is that I'm going to be aware of the noise, but I'm going to treat it as noise. And I'm going to focus on what I have control over. I have control over my thoughts and my beliefs and my feelings and my actions and my behaviors. I'm in control of what I place my focus and attention on. I'm in control of what I want to create in my life. I just focus on what is this bubble of energy around me? What is my vibration? And always looking to focus on something beautiful, to focus on something that brings me joy, to focus on, in the midst of this noise, what is positive right now, and focus on that, okay, which lifts my vibration, which then creates this beautiful energetic sphere all around me, and then helps me to create the life that I want to live. And then in that energy, I'm a blessing to everyone that I come in contact with, whether I know them or not. So it affects my life, but it affects other people's lives, and then ultimately the world. So if I'm going to leave you with just this little piece, the world is noisy, and it's not so pleasant right now. But instead of focusing, having a hard focus on whatever the noise is in your life, in the world, start to focus on your sphere of energy and what is positive and what is working and what is changing and what you can control, and build from there. All right, beautiful beings of light, love you so much. Until the next time, ciao, ciao.